Yeah, I've got the last regular season game coming up. Get to travel down to FIU, and I know our guys will be very, very excited to compete in this last conference game. It was good to get the big win last week at home for Senior Day against Sam Houston, and just very proud of our football team. But, we need to get ready for a four-quarter game against FIU. I know they'll be ready to go. Coach McIntyre does a really good job, and I know those guys will be really wanting to get that last win as well for their last game. And our main goal right now is we want to finish the regular season on a winning note and having a winning regular season and have that momentum carried into a bowl game. So a lot to play for, and I know our guys will be excited to get an opportunity to go down there. With that said, questions?
This is obviously an FIU team that their record doesn't necessarily reflect how they've been playing all year. So they were competitive against Arkansas this past week. Just kind of do a preview of them.
Yeah, very competitive football team, big physical football team. And like I said, Coach McIntyre does a really good job with those guys. I know they'll be ready to play. And every conference game you play is usually pretty competitive, so I'd expect nothing less. I think, for us looking back to last week's game, again, if we can put a really good defensive performance together and then offensively limit the turnovers, kind of erase those and create explosive plays, we'll be in a good position to try to go win the game. But I think you'll have two really good, motivated football teams, and should be a four-quarter game for sure.
Going back to Saturday, like you said, limiting turnovers, your defense was the best that they could be in that situation, and they get the turnover at the end of the game to win the game. Kind of just talk to me about that defensive performance and how important.
Yeah, it was huge. I've talked all season about, for our team, defense leads the way, and you've heard me say I'm on record, hey, I'm an offensive guy, and everybody wants to talk about high-powered offense and all that. I knew in the beginning of the season that down the stretch it was going to be our defense that really wins those games for us. And when you have a good defense and they're playing well, you're usually going to win games. For us to have 5 turnovers in the game and still win, that doesn't happen. So it says a ton about our defense, says a lot about our staff, a lot about our defensive coordinator. So they're carrying a lot of momentum right now in a time where we're pretty banged up and playing a lot of guys. So that was great to see as well. A lot of young players playing as well. But we got to carry that momentum down to FIU and definitely finish strong defensively.
The Stout came back this past week. He had a good game. Could have had a couple interceptions there, but stepped out of bounds there. When did you all know he's going to be able to come back this week?
Well, Upton had been working really hard to get back. He really wanted to play. Obviously, everybody in the stadium could tell when he's out there, it makes a big difference. And so we were just really happy for him, and he made a lot of plays. And it allows our other players on defense, to go make plays as well. And so it's just good to have him back and to see that he's healthy, and hopefully, he can keep doing what he's doing. He made a big impact for us for sure.
Of course, guys now are full eligible, but does this game, you think, have any impact on the future bowl, or maybe getting a better bowl than where you're currently at?
I don't know. ESPN makes all those decisions of the matchups and when and where and who they like to see matched up with each other, and it certainly helps. And for us, it's more about having the best record that we can have coming out of the season, and so we want to definitely have a winning record at the end of this season for sure. So. Again, a lot to play for, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, speaking of bowls, too, this is 5 years in a row you guys have been eligible. Just kind of speak to the importance of making that happen every year.
Yeah, it's big. We take a lot of honor and pride in going to bowl games here, and then, not only going, but, we do all we can do to try to win those games. We take a lot of pride in playing in them and winning them as well. So 5 straight years to do that says a lot about the people in our organization. It says a lot about our athletic administrative staff, our athletic director, our president, the players, the coaches. It's very, very important that we go to bowl games here. And so for us to do that was a big accomplishment, and we're very proud of it.
Of course, the transfer portal will open up during that time, too, and you're probably going to have some guys considered opting out or like last year, you had some uncertainty with the roster. Is that conversations that you start having with the guys now, or do you wait till after?
Yeah, no, it's to be expected. We've already had conversations with guys throughout the month of November, and we'll continue to have conversations with guys. And, you know, when we start the season, I just tell them, hey, we all want to be in the foxhole together all the way through the very end, you know, all the way through a bowl game. And, you know, we got a good football team. Our players take a lot of pride, you know, playing for the Tops and being a part of this program. And you know, you're going to see guys enter the portal. And I'm not just speaking for us, but I think it's more common now where people want to see, you know, hey, if I go in the portal, is there a better opportunity for me to go do something that fits me for whatever reason? There's multiple reasons why, you know, guys would want to enter. I'm all for that. I think if you're open with your, you know, your conversations, you're honest, you know, both player and coach, and you talk about what's important for you, and in the meantime, you're trying to help your football team win, I think that's all fine. And we've had a lot of success with that. So, you know, as we get through this game, you'll probably see some names jump in the portal. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're gone for good. I'd like to think most of those guys do play in the bowl game, and but we'll have to see about that. But that's just to be expected now in the current, you know, age of college football.
Got the last home game out the way. Not too bad senior season down in Florida, but you know, for senior day, for this group of seniors, things kind of talk about what this group of seniors meant to this year's team and how you feel about it.
Yeah, you know, looking back on Saturday's game, I was hugging necks and telling them, you know, I really appreciated them. But I got to thinking, man, these are some good football players that have made a lot of plays for our program, and so it was a special day for those guys, and that's why I was really happy to get that win the way we did, because you remember those games, and a lot of their families were here and those kind of things. So it was just a special day, but definitely those seniors that are leaving us, they were big impact players for us, and we're going to miss them for sure.
One of those seniors, Corey Munson, had just a huge performance for you punting the ball. 2 weeks in a row he's had to do that. What's the status of that position going forward? Will he continue doing that?
Yeah.
How important has it been for?
Yeah, it's been huge. You know, Corey's a gamer. You know, he can do a lot, and for him to step in, hadn't been punting all year, and for him to step in and do what he's doing is great. And I'd expect nothing less from Corey. And you know, we're still, like we said, Tom's working through some personal things, and you know, I don't know where that's going to go. You know, but in the meantime, Corey's done a great job, and will continue to do a great job for us.
Your last game of the regular season being FIU, a team that's been in Conference USA. Now that you've gotten through that new conference slate, what's your overall analysis on the conference?
It went exactly how I thought it would from a competitive standpoint. I think it's a highly competitive conference. I think it's an exciting conference to watch. I thought the weekday games we really benefited from as a conference from an exposure standpoint. You look at all those games and how many were one-score games and overtime games, and so it's great for college football. It's great television. So I think our conference is as strong as it's ever been, and even some of the teams that maybe it didn't go their way this year, I think back to Sam Houston, I've said this, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. You know, you watch that football team next year, and they're going to be one of those teams that's, you know, everybody's talking about as well. So a lot of parity in this conference, and it makes it exciting. So we're very, very happy to be a part of it.
Whereas Kennesaw State joins next year, they'll bring you guys up to 10. Do you feel that that's a good number, or would you like to see Conference USA get a little
you know, I can't really speak to that. I probably would think with the dominoes, how they back and forth and the realignment, everybody's going to always want to continue to add numbers, you know, especially at the group of 5 level, because you just don't ever know what teams might be leaving you, so you want your numbers to always stay up. But at the same time, you want quality, you know, teams. You want teams that fit your conference and what's important to your conference. So I think we're in a strong position right now, but, you know, we'll always probably be looking to see, you know, what good teams can we add and continue to grow the conference.
What about the scheduling aspect of it, too? Having less conference games means you got to fill out that schedule with non-conference games. Does that a benefit to your program, or is it difficult that it's trying to?
We've never had any problem with it. Todd's always done a great job of how he schedules and who he schedules, and I think our non-conference scheduling has always been very competitive, but at the same time very manageable. So, you know, and I don't, and how the conference is set up, I don't see there being a scheduling issue and those kind of things. So I think it'll be fine. All right, guys, thank you.